Hello and welcome to another arty update. I have to confess I'm cheating a little bit this week as I'm recording this a little bit earlier. So it's really only 10 days worth of art that I've got to show you today. That's because by the time you see this, I'll be on my holidays. Yay! But I have scheduled a few videos to go up whilst I'm away, and hopefully I'll have some art time during my break. So I've got some work to show you in my Inktense Sketchbook, some work to show you in my oil pastel sketchbook, and also a few pages in my Neurographic Sketchbook as well. And I did 2 loose sheets as well. So my Neurographic Sketchbook, I have been working away in it as usual, and last time I left you with this one, and the next one that I did was some more circles. Now if you've seen any of my other crafty updates, you'll know that I really like working with the circles. This one I particularly like, and I'm going to progress this idea further. I really like the purple on this as well. I used a felt tip pen on this one, and that's something that I don't very often use, but because I was going away and I couldn't find any real easy portable art supply, I did pick up some felt tip pens. So these are the felt tip pens that I picked up. They were just about £5. There's 24 colours, and they're just WH Smith own brand. And they're quite nice actually. They're better than the big felt tip pens that I had before. Now using felt tip pens makes me sound like I'm about 10 years old, but I just wanted something that was going to be portable and wasn't going to make too much mess, because I do find that using the inks and the watercolour, it needs a bit of setting up. You have to put paper or covering down. I don't know, it just takes a lot more work and effort, and I wanted something that I could just pick up and put down. So the felt tip pens will be perfect in my sketchbook. I was playing around with some more of the Zentangle patterns. I hate this page, it's horrible, it didn't work out, but sometimes that does happen, and it was fine as some drawing practice. So if you're a regular viewer, you will know that I've been trying to come up with the ultimate background for my dragonflies. Well, I'm not sure I found it yet, so I thought I'd try one without a background. And it's lacking something, isn't it? It's just not, yeah. So I don't know, the quest continues for the ultimate background. So I went back to my circles because the dragonfly backgrounds weren't coming to me. And I really like this one, it just works, and I kept it in black and white because I felt it just really worked in black and white. So I'll probably develop this idea a little bit further as well and try and come up with the ultimate composition on that one as well. More circles, like this one a lot less. I do like these kind of almost like brackets, ornate brackets in the circles there. I do like that. And I also like this as well. So some of these concepts I will take forward and develop in future drawings as well. And the same thing happened here really. I was just playing around with shapes, and I quite like the pea pods. I haven't used the pea pod style for many months, and I quite enjoyed going back to doing that. It was a favourite of mine in one of my earlier sketchbooks. Yeah, just playing around. And I think because I'd gone back to the kind of pea pod design there, I just did a bigger page of that in it. It's just a simple drawing really. Not particularly striking, but you know, it was fun to do. And I also like to every week, every 2 weeks, to do a full page of Zentangle and Neurographic. So this is what I did here. I just picked out some patterns from the Zentangle sheets and just pop them in randomly. This one again, I was looking at the Zentangle patterns, and when I started this I wasn't really sure where I was going. Well, I don't really know where I'm going on a lot of the pictures that I do, but this one in particular I had no idea. I quite like it. but I wasn't particularly keen on the green. But as I was using the green, I thought, oh, that would be good as a bit of slime. It wasn't. Yeah, that was the green I used on the previous page, and halfway through I changed and I used a more slimy green. It didn't work, but it was worth a try. Then I moved back to circles, and I really like this one as well. I haven't used my gold ink for quite a long time, and most of my drawing inks are running out, and I will be replacing them in September, October time. But yeah, I really like this, and this was all done with the Winsor & Newton drawing inks. Maybe I could add a little bit more colour. Yeah, we'll see. This one, well, it was quite colourful. Yeah, I quite enjoyed doing that. It was very free-flowing, it was very simple, and again, I think if I did that in different colours, that might work really well. Oh, and this one, clearly I didn't let it dry before I closed the book. Yeah, another simple one, because sometimes I think keeping it simple is the best way forward. Yeah, I really like this one as well. It's very simple, and I used my drawing inks. No, I didn't. I used my watercolour paints on this one, and obviously, yeah, I didn't let it dry, so we've got a bit of a smudge there. So I've recently realised that it's been almost a year since I did my very first neurographic art drawing, and so I thought that to celebrate this I would do a special 1 year anniversary video. So the next few pages are really just me doing some little very simple neurographic drawings in preparation for that video. But actually it's been quite a good exercise for me, because I think that a lot of my work has become quite intricate recently, and going back to basics, I mean proper back to basics like this, has been a real refreshing change for me. So I was looking through a lot of my old sketchbooks, and I also realised that there are a lot of patterns that I'd like to recreate and try again with different colours, and also ones that I wanted to scale up onto an A4 size, because my earlier sketchbooks were mostly A5. I also realised how much I'd enjoyed using my drawing inks for the neurographic art, and I'd shelved those for quite a long time because my other sketchbooks were not really very good for using inks in, and this one, although it's not great, the colours don't bleed and it's totally fine. So I'm not taking my inks away with me, so I'm just gonna use up what I've got now, and hopefully get some more when I get back. I'd forgotten how much fun this technique was with the drawing inks. Lots of fun. And after my little stint with the neurographic art, I went back to my doodles and neurographic art. Again, I was just pulling out some shapes and patterns from my old sketchbooks. And there you have it. So I've only got about 10 pages left in this sketchbook. I'm surprised it really hasn't lasted very long. I've been on a roll, I guess. I've really enjoyed working on an A4 size, and I thought it would take a lot longer to finish, but no. I expect next time I speak to you, this will be done. My oil pastel sketchbook, I have attempted a couple of drawings in here. They weren't terribly successful. I seem to have missed a page somehow. Yeah, I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know if you can really tell, the pages are really dark. There we go. Couldn't get the sky or the river right. Was quite happy with the foliage on this one. So I thought I'd use the white spirit technique to try and get the river sorted.
and that's not really been working either. So I love the effect of the oil pastels. I need to do a bit more so I can practice a bit more. I mean, the river was fine on this one, but yeah, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's that. So my Inktense sketchbook, last time I'd been drawing some buildings and using a paper palette. I went back to my dragonflies. I do like the dragonflies, they're quite forgiving to do. What I was really trying to do was just experiment with the ink and the pencils and blend in just with some colour really, because doing the landscape pictures is fine, but sometimes it's nice to just play around with some colour and brush strokes, and yeah. Then I went back to some ruins, and this one is Greyfriars in Dunwich, and it's a very, very pretty little small ruin of an abbey, and I was very pleased with that one actually. Yeah. And this one, again, the same place. I feel like I'm really getting to grips with the Inktense pencils now, and yeah, so watch this space. So I have picked up a few little bits and pieces in preparation for my holiday. First of all, I've picked up some of these zebra gel pens. I don't know if they'll be any good, but I shall give them a try. I do like the fact that they come in paper packaging, which is so easy to recycle, and not one of these plastic cases. So yeah, I'll give those a go. I've also picked up 3 sketchbooks. I know, wow, can you believe it? Okay, so firstly, because my Neurographic sketchbook, my Doodle sketchbook, is almost finished, I have picked up this one. Exactly the same as the last one. It's the Shaw and Marsh 160 GSM A4 sketchbook, spiral bound. I'm quite happy with using this sketchbook for my neurographic work, and so yeah, I've got this as a spare for when the other one runs out, which won't take long. So after a lot of umming and ahhing in the shop, and yeah, I walked up and down the aisle about 50 times, I decided to go for this A5 hardback bound sketchbook. Well, yeah, it's 140 GSM paper, there's 92 sheets, and I guess we're just going to have to see how I get on with it. I've never used a hardback bound sketchbook before. Most of the sketchbooks that I've used have been spiral bound, and I find that quite convenient because I can flip the pages right over. So I don't know how I'm going to get on with this one. It was about £6 or £7. I have to check the price. There's 92 pages, so yeah, I don't know. I needed a sketchbook. You all know that, and I wanted an A5 size. Yeah, we shall see. We shall see. So this one, I've got a very similar one, well, exactly the same actually, for my portrait sketchbook, which I haven't touched in months and months now. And this one I got, well, okay, so a few months ago I tried starting an art journal in an old book that I had. I didn't really get along with it. I didn't really understand what to use it for. And the reason I got this was because I thought it would be quite fun whilst I'm away to use it as a daily art journal, where I can just put in little sketches, I can write little words down on the page about where I've been, what I've done, how I'm feeling. Yeah, I thought that this might just be nice. It's small, it's only got, 40 pages. And yeah, I thought, well, let's just give that a go. Let's try and do some daily art practice and keep a little journal of where I've been and what I'm doing. So yeah, we'll see if I can do that. We'll see if that works out any better for me than the other art journal that I tried several months ago.
So as for me, well, yeah, I'm doing okay actually. I've had my usual kind of afternoon fatigue, but yeah, I've not been overdoing it, so I haven't been absolutely wrecked, and I've still been able to get things done. So that's been really good. I do feel like I've been, I do really feel like I've found the right balance of work and play over the last few days. So yeah, doing all right. So over the next few weeks, I've got my usual Tuesday videos stacked up for you, and I've got a couple of other videos that have been sitting there waiting to be published, which I'm going to schedule up as well. And when I catch up with you next time, hopefully I'll have some lovely new sketchbooks started. Until then, I hope that you're all working on something fun. Do let me know what you're working on in the comments below, because even though I'm on holiday, I'll still be checking in. And I'll catch up with you all again soon.